Violence erupts in Pakistan after Imran Khan's arrest. Mass protests have left multiple people dead and many more injured as the people took to the streets to demand Khan's release. The military has been called in to some provinces to restore law and order. The protesters say they won't stop until Khan is released. I'm Hazem Seeker, and today's newsmaker is Imran Khan's arrest. Thousands of people have gathered across Pakistan to protest the arrest of former Prime Minister Imran Khan outside the High Court in Islamabad on Tuesday. On Wednesday, the court ruled that Khan can be remanded in custody for 8 days. Security forces blocked roads and deployed water cannon and tear gas in attempts to stop the demonstrators. In a dramatic show of force, paramilitary troops from the Islamabad High Court took Khan into custody for his alleged involvement in a case filed by the anti-corruption body. The Inspector General was quoted as saying that Khan had been arrested in relation to the Al-Qadir Trust case. It alleges that the PTA party leader and his wife obtained cash and land worth billions of rupees from a property tycoon and in return laundered 50 billion rupees by routing it through the National Treasury. In a ruling issued late Tuesday evening, the Islamabad High Court declared Khan's arrest in the corruption case legal. And sensing what was coming, Khan released this a few hours before his arrest.
I am going there. There is no need to have a big contingent of police and paramilitary troops to waste state's money. If someone has a warrant against me, come straight to me and show me the warrant. My lawyers will be there, and I will go to jail without any hesitation.
Just a day before his arrest, the country's powerful military rebuked Khan for repeatedly accusing a senior military officer for trying to engineer his assassination. He also accused the former armed forces chief of being behind his removal from power last year. Now, in an attempt to stop the violence, the army has been called in. Mobile data services in the country have been shut down and Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook disrupted. Schools and colleges have been closed and examinations rescheduled. And authorities in 3 of Pakistan's 4 provinces have imposed emergency orders banning all gatherings. Well, despite the government's crackdown, protesters are marching in Peshawar and Islamabad.
Imran Khan must be released immediately. If they do not release him, law and order will get worse. They have crossed our red line. Imran Khan's dramatic arrest is a slap in the face to the authorities. We do not accept it. We are sending a message to the public. Come out of your houses and head towards the army headquarters. We must demonstrate and not sit at home.
We are not scared of anyone. We are not afraid of death. We are here and we will be here until they free Imran Khan. We will block the whole Pakistan. This is Peshawar. We will block the whole country.
Yesterday they inflicted a great atrocity on us. They crossed our red line. But they should not expect that after that we're going to sit quietly. We're going to teach them a lesson that they will remember all of their lives.
The protesters marched on us at the chicken market. The police was firing from one side and the protesters were firing on the other side, during which our shops got destroyed. What sin we have committed that these people vandalized our shops? We request these people to stop this destruction. We, the ordinary people, are not guilty of any crime. Where should we go?
Joining me now from Islamabad, Pakistani journalist Absar Alam. From Karachi is Huma Baqai, the Rector of the Millennium Institute of Technology and Entrepreneurship. And in Karachi is lawyer Abdul Moiz Jaferii. He is also the host of Nazuk More, an online show on Pakistani politics. Good to have you all with us. So Absar Alam, if I could start with you. Turbulent times we are seeing in Pakistan. What do you make of what has happened over the last 2 days with the arrest of Imran Khan and the subsequent reaction to it with those protests on the streets?
Well, it's a bit early to say anything which way the situation would take. It's fluid and it's still a lot happening out there, but the information trickling in is sketchy. because social media is blocked in Pakistan. We can rely only on TV channels thanks to that. And we are seeing quite violent scenes from across the country, which was not expected. This much violence was not expected, although there was some expectation that protesters will come out if Imran Khan is arrested, because he has been building a narrative for the last 1 year since he's out of power. And despite whatever you just showed about him offering his peaceful arrest, he had also recorded a statement earlier, video recording in which he had asked his supporters to come out to protest if he's arrested. So I think that played well, and also the second-tier leadership of his political party, they instigated and provoked people to come out and resort to violence, which was not expected, because Imran Khan has been claiming from the very beginning that his protests are always peaceful, which were not in the past as well, but not this much violent. Because first time in Pakistan's history, I think protesters have entered into the house of a corps commander. Corps commander is just like one of the deputy army chief in Pakistan. And his house was burned down, and the protesters also entered into the GHQ, which is general headquarters. They crossed the first barrier, which is again unprecedented, and this happened once earlier as well, when terrorist organization TTP attacked GHQ in Pakistan, and they had a fight inside that. Other than that, there is no such example in the past where protesters or anybody else has crossed those lines. But today or yesterday, those lines have been crossed. And also, there are many other government buildings like Radio Pakistan in Peshawar that has been burned down. There are many vehicles, police vehicles, other law enforcement agencies' vehicles which have been burned down. 4 people have died so far in Peshawar and many more injured. So I think the situation is precarious, but it has also exposed, it has given reality to the warning shots which were being shot by other political leaders, especially from the KP, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, where nationalist leaders like Ali Wazir, Mohsin Dawar, and Manzoor Pashtun, they have been warning Pakistani people and Pakistani authorities not to give a sanctuary to the terrorists returning from Afghanistan after the return of Taliban. But their advice was ignored, and I think that element has also played in recent violence in Pakistan, because there are many people who are well trained. They're carrying firearms, and they're attacking the police and law enforcement agencies. And we can see the footages. They're carrying arms and also other weapons. So I think that is quite a dangerous turn. But still, the army and police, they haven't resorted to any violent retaliation. Like, they haven't opened fire on the protesters so far, which is a good sign. And I hope this will be curtailed.
Well, we can certainly talk more about some of the issues that you brought up there, but I want to get to the legal aspects of this, and which I'll put to you, Abdul Moiz Jaferii. As far as the merits of the case itself and the corruption accusations against Imran Khan, we're told it involves, the reason for his arrest involves an alleged land transaction against money owed to the state by property tycoon Malik Riaz. Does he have a case to answer here?
Thank you for this opportunity. Yes, he does have a case to answer. It was an extremely shady-looking transfer that occurred in time. What occurred was the National Crime Agency of the United Kingdom first came out with some information stating that a settlement had been reached with the government of Pakistan, and 190 million pounds were going to be transferred back to the government. Thereafter, Imran Khan's government, in a very secretive manner, the cabinet approved this transfer to Pakistan, and it turned out that transfer was then used to pay an outstanding fine, or part of an outstanding fine, for Malik Riaz. And this was flabbergasting in itself, because the person commanding this at the time in Imran Khan's cabinet was his Minister of Interior, and has since fled abroad because of these accusations, so that he does not have to appear in court to answer them. But he was apparently, allegedly, hand in glove with Malik Riaz. And the situation took a murky turn towards Imran Khan and his wife when it was discovered that during, at or about the same time, he was benefiting Him and his wife were benefiting from gaining land that was otherwise not theirs in the hope of creating a university, but that transfer did occur. Now, I'm not alleging anything beyond the fact that these two timelines being so coincidental is something that he has to answer for. But the manner in which this NAB inquiry has been held is absolutely farcical. And the way Imran Khan has been arrested is absolutely farcical. And the way the Islamabad High Court has attempted to stand up and answer for lawyers being beaten up, glass windows being shattered in the Islamabad High Court, the use of Punjab Rangers in the Islamabad High Court when the Islamabad police should have been informed instead, the paramilitary forces' high-handedness with the court staff, all of this was put to the court, and the court simply did not give a sufficient enough answer. And in investigating the NAB inquiry, the National Accountability Bureau inquiry, it accepted a chain of events that seem very unlikely. So the NAB cannot arrest you when it's just making an inquiry. It must convert that inquiry into a preliminary, with a preliminary report into an investigation. And only when you are investigating can you arrest someone. And that too only if that person is a flight risk, or if that person is a danger to society, or if that person can influence the case being built against him, or if that person is not cooperating with the investigation. The order notes that the investigation was allowed, if it was allowed, if we are to believe the NAB story today, it was allowed on the 28th of April. And the order notes that the NAB chairman then offered the arrest of Imran Khan, authorized the arrest of Imran Khan on the 1st of May. We are to believe that they attempted to investigate Imran Khan for 3 days without sending him any notifications, without trying to call for him, without making it public that they were looking for him, and in 3 days decided that this man is not cooperating and must be arrested. Thereafter, the NAB chairman disappeared somewhere and the paramilitary went in to pick up Imran Khan. It is far more likely to be believed that it is actually because he's going after senior army men and they feel that they are under threat that they went and did this. And the repercussions also show that the people of Pakistan do not believe the NAB story, they believe more Imran Khan's story.
All right, let's put some of that then to Huma Baqai. Aside from the case itself, the manner in which he was arrested and the timing of this arrest suggests that there's a political agenda here.
Well, you see, Imran Khan has been a very non-traditional kind of a politician and a leader. And what you can't deny here is that he has caught the imagination of the people. And every single step taken to counter him or to undercut him or to bring down him has only made him stronger. His support base has only grown. You can give 1,000 excuses for why and who is coming out in his support. The truth of the matter is that it is across the length and breadth of the country. Even in Balochistan, even in Quetta, people came out on the streets in the support of this man. I don't know if this is right or this is wrong. All I know is that going against public sentiment at this moment in time and trying to suppress it will not help the situation. All this man was demanding and how the situation could have been diffused was holding elections on time. Why are the political parties of Pakistan, if they call themselves democratic entities, should shy away from elections for one reason or another? Ask any legal head in the country and they will tell you that they had no excuse whatsoever under the sun to not hold the elections. And that is where the problem has only aggravated and has strengthened Imran Khan further. And I will totally agree with Moiz that this narrative about Imran being corrupt just does not sell with the people. It does not catch his imagination. On the other hand, his narrative of freeing the Pakistan of the elite capture, of the corrupt elite capture, and the people who've been in power for over 40 years, if we minus the time the military has been in power, they don't have very good record sheets to show. So the people are not pro-Imran. They are pro-change. They are anti the existing political setups. What you see as support for Imran, and as a social scientist, I see it as a reaction to people just not accepting the existing elite governing them the way they are. They have failed everywhere. Look at the indexes that are coming out. Look at our healthcare, look at our education, look at our governance failure, look at our economic paradigm. How can you blame a man's 4-year term for all the economic woes that impact Pakistan today and the suffering that is there on the street? Really, can 4 years be responsible for that? And that is the story the existing government wants to pitch to the people, that all that is wrong with Pakistan today is because of Imran Khan's 4 years in power. I am sorry, this does not just fly. And as a result, everything they do to undercut this man, he emerges stronger. His base, support base grows. And I see that happening after this particular arrest also. Unless they eliminate him, for which he claims that he was, there was an attempt to eliminate him as well. Despite that, they have not been able to counter him. And now I see the situation at a very, very dangerous turn, if I may say so. This polarization is now bringing the state down, bringing the state of Pakistan down. And look at the timing. This is a time when Modi ratings say that we are on the verge of a default. And again, the country is in a complete state of shutdown. How can you expect any international financial agencies to support a country that is actually imploding? And the truth of the matter is that because of this continuous polarization and political instability, the Pakistan is on the verge of what I called constitutional, economic, governance, and political implosion and collapse. I really don't think how things are going to improve. There was a very strong rumor in the country of an intervention which did not happen. But the military has been called into 2 provinces. There's Section 144 across Pakistan almost. How can this be provoked? Or how can you mobilize this unless people really have genuine support for this man? So I think we should tread cautiously.
Let's come back to Absar Alam and get his response to some of that. Is this a mess of the government's making? You mentioned in your earlier answer, you talked about his supporters instigating these protests. But this man's popularity, his enduring popularity in Pakistan is undeniable, isn't it?
Yeah, true. Popularity is undeniable, but how did it all happen? We need to look into the past, and we need to look why he was brought to the front. There was a plan conceived by the generals and by the judges, and including the media persons. They wanted a third political force in Pakistan, and that's why he was brought up. Otherwise, he has been on the horizon for the last 25 years, but he couldn't muster the support, which he needed to. But unfortunately, the polarization which Huma just mentioned, it's so deep. And he has been a dividing force in Pakistan. No one else has ever in Pakistan's history divided the country and the people as he has divided. The division is not only political. Division is within the judiciary. Division is within the media. Division is within the military. For the first time, we are seeing military is divided. As far as performance is concerned, his government stayed in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa for 10 straight years. I want to see the change there. I want to see people living a happy life there. I want to see returning to that province to live there forever. But I don't see that. And 4 years are not less in Pakistan's as Pakistan's prime minister, as well as his government in the biggest province, Punjab in Pakistan. And look what has happened. How much loan his government took as compared to all the governments in the past during the last 70 years, his government took more loans in 4 years just to run his government, and there was no mega projects initiated in Pakistan. Before coming to power, he announced that he has planned for everything and he would change everything within 90 days. He couldn't do anything even on corruption index. On corruption index, Pakistan's position worsened during the 4 years. At least he could have done that. He didn't do that. And the reason is, he is different. He's a non-traditional politician. I totally agree with that. I wish he was non-traditional in corrupt practices as well. But unfortunately, he's not. Not only him, but his wife, who is a spiritual healer as well. She has been involved in corrupt practices. If he couldn't control his own he couldn't put his own house in order. How can we expect that he could have done much better for this country? And also a politician is who takes everyone along. What he has done, he has actually couldn't take the army along with him, who brought him into power. He has no friend with any other political parties. He has no political ally. He has either enemies or friends. Do a political leader need to be a dividing force or gelling force? This I need to ask. And let me also add here quickly. There's no Mandela moment in Pakistan. He's not neither Erdogan or Khomeini. He, at best, is a popular dividing force in Pakistan. And Pakistan is not a country. It's a country of 230 or 40 million people, and every kind of people. We are not one nation. We are 4 or 5 nations in one country. And someone who is calm, who is at peace, and who is not dividing the people, only that person can lead this country and nation into a better future. If someone is always raising violence, what has happened? For example, why is he so angry? Only because a no confidence motion against him in the parliament got succeeded, and he was thrown out of power through a democratic manner.
I want to get. Sorry to interrupt, but I want to get in the time we have left. I want to get Abdul Moiz Jaferi's take on this. Is he a figure a popular figure, but one who is dividing the country unnecessarily? There is this criticism of Imran Khan that he has pursued a kind of scorched earth political tactics for his own ends since he was removed from office, and that is just deepening the divisions in the country. What do you say to that?
Look, there is no doubt that Imran Khan proved himself to be an extremely mediocre administrator and chief executive when he got to power. There is no doubt that his initial climb to power was engineered by the establishment who were in love with him and the idea of a third force. There is no doubt that Imran Khan is a polemicist and he has heightened the temperature in politics, and it has led to a lot of negative effect. But there is also no doubt that he is currently the most popular politician in Pakistan and the people want him. There is no doubt that Pakhtunkhwa, for the first time, elected an incumbent, which was Imran Khan's government, after 5 years. And even now, every survey coming out of that province says that they will elect his team for a third time. So whether we look at them and think that they did a bad job, the people there don't think so. Or the people there feel like they'd rather have Imran Khan do a bad job than any of the other people that they've had before them. Similarly, he has wide support across Karachi, for which he has done absolutely nothing. He has ministers from Karachi who do nothing but appear on Twitter. There has been no groundwork in their constituencies, but every survey in Karachi will tell you that PTI will win. Every survey in Lahore will tell you that the great bastion of the PMLN, which was Lahore, has fallen, which is why they do not want to, this coalition government does not want to fulfill the constitutionally clear mandate of election within 90 days. And the farce is being exposed day by day, where today, after riots yesterday, which had unprecedented images of people stealing peacocks from the Corps Commander's house and silver maces, and people taking away jeweled bowls, which to the international audience who'd have to ask first, what kind of general's house has peacocks roaming around lawns? And it's this kind of anger that is coming out in the way that it's coming out, in an unprecedented way for a politician who is truly unprecedented in terms of his support. And he uses all this anger the way he does.
Let's get what's probably going to be the last word on this to Huma Baqai. And what do you see? Did you see any hope for a political breakthrough here?
Well, the hope for political breakthrough was squandered away. The Imran Khan's party, for whatever reason, under whatever compulsions, agreed to sit down and talk to the government, and they wanted to talk about holding elections. And while these talks were happening, there was political persecution going on in full swing, which actually zeroed in with his own arrest, which essentially means that the government was never serious about these deliberations on these dialogues, and there are government ministers who came out openly and said so. So essentially, the government was not looking for a breakthrough. The government does not want elections, because at the end of the day, what Moiz said, is that every single poll says that if elections happen, this man is going to sweep the polls. And that is what scares the sitting government more than anything else. And look at how the coalition of the government is formed. It is Imran Khan and the rest. I mean, all 13, have you ever heard of 13 parties coming together to counter one political party? And that is the kind of political force Imran Khan has emerged as. He is a force today. He has the support of the people, and it is best to let it run its course if he is a negative force, because suppression is not a strategy. It's going to backfire.
All right, that's going to have to be the last word. Thanks very much to all of you for being with us, and thanks for watching. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Hazem Sika. See you next time.